It is not even Thanksgiving yet, and Donald Trump's second term cabinet is almost entirely picked. One hotly contested seat was that of Treasury Secretary, and Donald has chosen hedge fund founder and CEO Scott Bessent, who ironically spent almost a decade working for George Soros' hedge fund in the 90s. Bessent is both openly gay and open to imposing tariffs, and is by all accounts genuinely highly respected for being competent and strategic. I have a feeling people are going to start pointing out this week that several of Donald Trump's cabinet picks used to be Democrats. Trump has also announced a number of other positions since last Thursday. There's Oregon Representative Lori Chavez DeRemer for Secretary of Labor, former NFL player and Trump administration alum Scott Turner for Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, longtime Trump advisor Brooke Rollins as Secretary of Agriculture. She was also the president and CEO of the America First Policy Institute, working alongside Linda McMahon and Pam Bondi. All the work besties reunited. With regard to the aborted nomination of Matt Gaetz, it appears that he will not be re-entering Congress for his next term, which would begin in January. He noted that he has been in Congress for 8 years, holy shit, and that he has, quote, goals in life that he is eager to pursue, my wife and my family, and so I'm going to keep fighting for President Trump, doing whatever he asks of me, as I always have. Honestly, I liked him better in Congress where we could keep an eye on him. The Department of Justice has filed a proposed judgment in court last week that would potentially force Google to sell the Chrome web browser, and possibly Android as well, to restore competition in the online search market. The DOJ's filing proposes a broad range of remedies and requirements that it's asking the court to impose on the company, including restricting certain kinds of agreements. For example, preventing Google from paying other companies to make it the default browser. We see your little tricks there, Google. In response, Google wrote in a blog post that the DOJ's proposed remedies go, quote, wildly overboard. Of course, they would say that. How about just giving us the quality of search results that we had in 2013? Would that be so much to ask? Both Google and the DOJ are slated to give closing arguments before the court today. On Friday, the Texas State Board of Education voted to approve a Bible-based curriculum for public K-5 schools set by an organization called Bluebonnet Learning. The curriculum is based on the Christian Bible. Which else? And although it is technically optional, schools that implement it will receive an incentive payment of $60 per student, like modern-day indulgences. And finally for today, we have some fuckery happening in Georgia. As you may remember, there has been some reporting on the preventable deaths of at least 2 women as a result of Georgia's abortion ban, after doctors refused to treat them out of fear of prosecution if they provided the proper miscarriage treatment. After those stories were reported by ProPublica last month, Georgia's state public health commissioner has now dismissed all the members of the state committee been tasked with investigating those maternal deaths. Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey said that whoever shared the information with ProPublica violated state law, and that was grounds for dismissing the entire committee. I guess people are just going to have to talk about those preventable deaths on TikTok or something.